This is Marky Mark.
And this is Dayron.
You are watching
The Big Guy Show.
Welcome to The Big Guys Show. Today's episode is based on retro beers.
I like to say old school beers.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to originally shoot outside on Mark's deck.
Hey, wait a minute.
What, I didn't say nothing naughty.
It sure did sound like you were starting to say something naughty.
We were going to shoot outside on Mark's backyard deck. But the crazy Colorado weather got the best of us and it's raining, so we had to move it inside. So me and you were talking about, I don't know, about a week or two ago, about retro beers that your old man and my old man used to drink. It got us thinking, how many of those old school beers are they still making? So we decided to do a show on
Old school beers.
old school beers, as Mark likes to call them. And so I stopped by the liquor store, a few liquor stores, looking for some old beers that my dad used to drink. And surprisingly, man, they're tough to find. But I did find a couple for us, and I'm anxious to try them. What's on deck first?
Olympia.
Olympia. I don't know, it was pretty cheap beer. It was about $9 a 12 pack.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I better take a smaller one because that first one was too big and I didn't really taste it very well.
I don't know what you think of it. The malt hits you pretty good. That's what
Yeah.
I taste.
That's the first taste that I get. Flavor of the malt coming out. Really strong.
Which a little bit of sweetness pops off that. It tastes pretty clean. It's not skunky, not bitter. For this type of lager, yeah, man, I'm surprised it's not that bad.
It says it's the water.
That was all their claim to fame on all them old beers, was the water they used.
The water.
And they were, from what I understand, pretty clean tasting beers. You know as well as I do, Colorado has some killer beers, and it's largely in part due to the water that comes right off the mountains out of the river. So
Yep.
yeah, there might be something to it.
See where it says this is from. Oh yeah, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think
They must have good water in Milwaukee.
Well, I know Pabst bought these guys several years back. But yeah,
Pabst?
Yeah, Pabst.
Blue Ribbon?
Yeah.
That's another old school beer.
Yeah, you could do a lot worse, man, with cheap beer. I don't know if cheap's the right word. Affordable beer. Reasonably priced beer, maybe.
Unemployment?
Unemployment beer. Hey. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No, if I was unemployed, I would drink this every day, probably.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with it.
Man, we finished those pretty quick.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good. I'm surprised. That's a pleasant surprise. So, I don't think there's any other option but to move on to the next one. And up on deck, Hamm's from the land of sky blue water. Man, my dad liked this beer when I was a kid.
I don't remember my dad drinking this, but I did drink this when I was in high school.
Did you? Nice.
Not that I ever did any underage drinking, that is, but
Well, let's give it a try.
cheers.
Cheers. Not as malty, not nearly as malty as Olympia.
Much lighter.
Again, I was expecting a beer that was going to be skunky or bitter. I don't know what I was expecting. But for just under $12, for a 12 pack, I wasn't expecting much. But that is a crisp tasting beer. Nice and clean. Really no lingering aftertaste.
No.
That's a good session beer right there. Because I believe this is probably 4.5% alcohol by volume. You remember the commercials, don't you? The black and white bear.
Yes.
And they'd sing that song, "From the land of sky blue waters," and there's a bear in the river doing the old lumberjack thing on the log, interacting with other animals and stuff like that.
I do remember that.
When I was like 8 years old, I saw those commercials. I'd watch those commercials, and I thought when I was 8 years old, I'm gonna drink Hamm's when I grow up. It's like, And we were wondering there.
And I'm gonna run on the log just like that bear did.
We were talking about it the other day, wondering why they don't put out any merchandise with that bear on it, because they would make a killing. I'd be buying the hats, the shirts, everything.
Yeah.
But I think the Federal Trade Commission must have put the kibosh on that. You know what I mean? You know how they cracked down on Joe Camel for Camel cigarettes?
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff? Think
Like promoting towards kids and
Yeah,
stuff
well,
like
think
that.
about it. I'm a kid thinking, man, that's a beer I'm going to drink when I grow up. Yeah, it makes sense. I'll bet you that's why they don't do it. I think they're owned by, Hams is now owned by Miller.
Really?
And going to their website, you know, they show what Hams beers they sell. They have a few different beers. And there's people that make Hams branded shirts and hats and stuff like that, but no bear. You can get plenty of retro stuff still and old school stuff in the flea markets and
Well, they have a
online.
lion on this can.
That's true. I don't remember the lion.
Because you know
Logo.
what I remember? The lion was Schlitz.
Schlitz.
Another old school beer.
Obviously, this show isn't going to sum up everything we have to talk about. It might even extend into a few shows that we have to review some old school beers.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I think so. Darn it. She's going to have to drink more
We're
beer.
just going to have to get together and drink more beer, dang it. Man, those went down pretty quick too.
Yes, they did.
I think that's a good segue into the old school snacks that
Old school snacks.
that our old men used to eat with their beer. My dad was the kind of guy, he always needed a snack with his beer. His favorite, beer nuts. The perfect snack to have with beer, which we're out of. Shucks, we're just going to have to crack open another one.
I guess so.
You talk about the quintessential snack for beer drinking.
Nothing better.
I love them. Just a tiny bit sweet. I don't think they've changed the recipe in all these years. I really don't, because they taste exactly the same as I remember them when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. There's just something about them, especially if you're drinking different types of beers, which wasn't a thing back in the day, but a lot of times we'll get, you know, mixed 6-packs or variety packs. Good palate cleanser,
Yes.
you know, between beers.
Because you eat that and take a drink to wash it down. And man, it's good. Flavors just blend together. I wonder how the flavor of the hams is going to blend with that.
I'm sure we'll find out.
I'm sure we will.
But on to the next one. This is one of yours and my favorites. Pork rinds.
Chicharrones.
Chicharron. How do you say it?
Chicharrones.
Chicharrone.
Gotta roll your R's.
Chicharron. Chicharron.
Chicharrones.
Chicharron. Did I get it?
You could just say chicharrones. But not chichirones.
Oh,
This tastes nothing like a chichi.
look it up on the Urban Dictionary. The dangerous thing about them is they make you more thirsty.
Right?
And then you drink the beer and it wipes the taste out of your mouth. You eat another one. I'm thirsty again.
Now, one thing. Give me 1 second here. The only thing for me is, when I remember my dad eating chicharrones. He always had some Tabasco. To go.
Oh man. I don't know what brand of chicharrones it was, but it came with a little pack of like Texas Pete hot sauce or something
They
like that.
came with hot sauce back in
Yeah.
the day.
A little packet would come in the bag. You'd break it open, sprinkle it in the bag, shake it up real good. You wouldn't need much, but every chicharron was covered in that hot sauce. A little bit of spiciness in every one. It was great. Oh, man.
Now that
Yeah,
goes together very well with a beer.
that's truth.
Cheers.
Cheers. As long as I do that before 6 o'clock, I'm good. I'll be up all night with heartburn, man. God, it sucks to get old.
I know.
These are the standard chicharron. You know, you bite into them, pretty much disintegrate in your mouth. But there's another variety of chicharron, and that's the more authentic pork skin or chicharron.
Oh, yeah.
That is a chicharron. Let's make a wish. Break. No!
I win. I'm the big wiener.
I got the short end of the stick, and that's still, look at that. Man.
Yes, you did. But you know what? My mama always taught me to share. I'm going to give you the one that looks like the chorizo.
Oh,
sorry, man.
Much tougher, much crispier. Man.
Much. But there are others that are way more authentic than those.
Oh yeah, that's true.
A neighbor across the street makes them fresh. And they're like that big, but they have all the meat still inside of them.
Man. Yeah, that's real authentic.
All the fat that's still inside of there, then they're all deep fried and
God, you gotta love Spanish culture.
oh man,
Man.
they're delicious.
You go to Puerto Rico and they have steaks. Different restaurants have steaks you can buy, and they've got the fresh chicharron over the steak.
What?
Like cut, and just pinned down to the steak. Well, some of that fat from the chicharron, when they're cooking it, goes into the steak.
Really?
Looks amazing, yeah.
Wow.
Bucket list, one of the things I need to eat when I go out there when we finally visit.
I might have to take a trip to Puerto Rico. Need
Real.
a passport to get to Puerto Rico?
I don't believe so, not yet, because it's a U.S. territory.
Till Trump gets in office? Well, if I go, I won't be able to come back for sure.
So that's it. That's our first episode of the Big Guys Show. If you like what we're throwing out there, give us a like, follow us, share the video. If not, I don't know, go somewhere else on YouTube and watch your funny little kitty cat videos. The ones that kind of go like, we can never do that again.
Never.
I